American Swahili News and Swahiliville Online TV. We are going to have a very interesting conversations today with one of our friends from East Africa, Elijah Ngugi. He's joining us live from Pennsylvania. And he has him. I can say this is just a family product. He's going to talk about MAC-GUGIEN products. First, let me introduce yourself, Elijah Ngugi. Welcome to our show.
Oh, great. Thank you, Professor. My name is Elijah from East Africa, Kenya, Nairobi. Elijah, in America, they call it Elijah Ngugi. But actually, you can call me Elijah Ngugi. And I am in Pennsylvania, in a city called Allentown. That's where I am.
Wow.
Good morning, good evening, all of you.
Good. This is a Good Morning Africa show. It covers the whole East Africa, in Nairobi, Kenya, Dar es Salaam, Tanzania, Rwanda, Uganda, Burundi, and elsewhere, and some other people even in Oman and UAE. They tuning in and follow us, the American Swahili News and Swahiliville Online TV. These are two channels that they're broadcasting in East Africa, just in general. So, Mr. Elijah, if you don't mind if I call you Mr. Ngugi or Elijah, tell us a little bit about the product that you're pushing out there on the market with respect to this seasoning salt. Welcome, Elijah.
Well, thank you so much, Professor Mwanangu. I am here in Allentown. One of the greatest things that we are proud of is to produce unique seasoning that has ability to walk within the healthy aspect of life. Kwa hivyo tunaendelea kuproduce seasoning ambayo zitakuwa zikitumika katika familia, katika mezani ya familia na individual ambaye zinahusu the healthy side of a human being. So the product itself has a great content because it is all made of herbs. They don't have a lot of chemicals. There is no artificial, we don't have artificial chemicals. We don't have artificial preservatives. We do not have colors. We do not have even animal products for those people who'd like to stay away from any animal proteins or fats. That is exactly how our season is made. It's made to address the healthy part of us so that we can connect our healthy construction with the things that are healthy. Herbs that are leaves, the leaves of plants, they fit well with our health and the natural components of human characteristics, biological characteristics of the biology of a human being. That is why it is all natural, no animal products, no preservatives, no colors, all natural.
Mr. Ngugi, you have spoken a lot of you've providing, let me say, a lot of information with respect to your product. And the name of your product, help me out if I pronounce it wrong, MAC-GUGIEN.
Yes.
And everything is natural. And a lot of people who are going, our listeners, let me put this way, if they're going to hear this information, they'll be, wow. So where can get this product? Where they can go and order this product?
They can order online, which is MACGUGIEN.com. Our products, like this one, for example, you can look at the spelling there, MACGUGIEN.com, and they can get this one online.
Absolutely.
And we have, I don't know whether this is the time you'd like me to say the types of the product.
Absolutely. You can go ahead and talk about them.
We have about 7 types of seasoning. and all of them address different kind of dietary that most of us eat. The objective is to lessen salt in our foods. We all know that doctors tell us to avoid 3 white things. That is carbohydrates, a lot of carbohydrates, that's sugar, but mostly salt. Why salt? Because salt is a dehydrant, and it lessens the waters within the veins, so the doctors tell us, and therefore it makes the veins and the arteries to be stiff. And if they are stiffened, they cannot elasticize when the heartbeats are being provided by the natural beat that God has made our hearts to beat. So because the arteries are dehydrated, they stiffen. When they stiffen, when the heart is beating, they are not opening well. And for that matter, we increase the chances of high blood pressure. Therefore, if we can afford a lot of salt, we can avoid a lot of things, including edema, liver issue, and also high blood pressure. All that is very important to note, why we should eat less salt. And because I'm not in the medical side, I might not emphasize very much on that. I am a professional, I'm a mental therapist, but I came to the food industry because of finding how many people, especially even from African diaspora and African origin, where we put a lot of salt, like in Africa, Kenya, when they go for meat eating, nyama choma, all what they do is to put salt. And at one time, salt is not enough. Very rare you'll hear them say, put less salt. They put as much as they can. Therefore, for that matter, the seasoning was introduced to curb that problem. It is not to reduce the taste. It is to increase good taste of the food, bringing us back to natural connection between our appetite and our health, because we are not going to take the color, or we are not going to take the taste of the food away. And that is why we have different kind of seasoning that cover different things. For example, we have seasoning that covers veggie. This one can be put in salads, and those people who do not want to eat meat, because there's some people who regularly they can eat meat like once a week, once a month. This is veggie life. It is tasty. It has glamorous aroma. Anytime that you put it in the food, there is aroma, and then there is that glamorous taste. And because it's natural and it has less sodium, that is why now it's going very much in the market, because it makes the food even better. In other words, you're not sacrificing your taste. You're not sacrificing the food to taste good. You are actually enhancing food to taste good when it is natural. That's veggie life. Then we have the other one here. Most of the people in Africa, South America, in Burundi, places in Kenya, Tanzania, Uganda, we like eating lamb and goat. This is the first seasoning that has been put some ingredients, some that come from Italy and some come from Trinidad and Jamaica. And we make it, the goat meat taste even better, yet without putting a lot of salt in your food. This is lamb and goat.
Lamb and goat. So what is next now?
The next one is seafood. You can see some of the people like seafood, like the people who come from Mombasa, Dar es Salaam, Kisumu, Caribbean islands, South America. They like a lot of seafood. And one of the secrets of seafood, you don't need to put anything in this seasoning. All the seasoning we have, you cannot necessarily even afford to put anything else, because it's made of about 11 ingredients. Things like Himalayan salt. It's not made by man-made salt. It is Himalayan salt. It has cayenne pepper in it. It has green pepper in it.
Mhm.
It has paprika. It
Mhm.
has turmeric.
And so,
It has cayenne pepper.
Mhm.
It has lemon pepper, cloves, basil, roast garlic, mananara, which is Italian, oregano, which is very much used in Italian, and sage and peppermint. They are all down here. These are some of the ingredients we have. Now, the other one that we have, Professor, is
Mhm.
we have, for the first time, we are the manufacturers, and it's being used very much here in America because avocado is called power food, and it is becoming one of the world well-eaten food and has expanded.
superfood.
And it is called superfood. It's one of the superfoods. Now, even in Kenya, they have increased production. Why? Because avocado has become a global superfood. And for that matter, we are the first people to make avocado and guacamole seasoning. And here it is. This one is made, it is a little bit, it has just a little bit marinara, which is one of the ingredients that come from Trinidad and also in Jamaica. And it attracts and pulls the water from avocado. And with the Himalayan salt mixed together, it makes the avocado and also guacamole taste great. This, you can see the picture. This
Excellent.
is also the seasoning for avocado. The other one is fish, which is salmon.
Mhm.
We have been, they have been working very hard. This is a 10 years research. This is one of our bestsellers also. 10 years research to see that we have tried to make sure that our seasoning is going to detox as
Mhm.
it pulls out some smells on a fish. So it has a lot of good taste in it, but at the same time, the herbs from all over the world to make sure that the fish, salmon, tastes better. This is salmon, and you can see it, but mostly one of the main point or selling point or healthy point is always we say it has less sodium, making sure that you have only little sodium because it's needed in our body. And then it increases the amount that we can put in the seasoning. It's totally herbs. It's only leaves with a great taste. And that is for salmon and fish. And the last one is in America, people eat a lot of deer meat. I am in Pennsylvania.
Mhm.
They say that Pennsylvania is third largest deer meat hunting licenses given to people to go hunt. So what we do is that we have herbs that will bring the deer meat to leave that kind of game or forestry jungle taste, and it promotes the naturalness of the deer meat. Most of the ingredients they share with goat, so some of this is almost to make the deer meat taste like goat meat, and that is where we are. And that is our last one. But only one point to say, in the ingredients here, we have when it comes to things that transition fat,
Mhm.
our seasoning does not have any salt. Cholesterol is only 0.1%. Sodium is 0.7. Calcium is 0.7. You can see our calories is 0. So when you put any food, you are putting 0 calories in your food. And that is basically the seasoning that we started about 4 years ago. Those are the numbers of seasoning that we have specialized in. You can find them now here in some of the stores, but also you can order it. You can also leave my telephone and give people the telephone for them to call. And we can work on how to package it so that we can reduce the post office and the shipping cost. We can do that. And
Okay.
those are the products that we produce. And thank you very much for having me here to explain about the products. Thank you, Professor.
Okay, so let's go back to the contact information now. Your phone number is 803
Mhm.
5
803
uh
507
507 9598.
9598.
Let's
Uh,
see if they can
mhm.
see this number on our screen here because we're doing.
803
Mhm,
507
mhm.
9598. And we can send it anywhere in the world.
Okay, so if they want to order these seven seasoning salt, they can call that number 803-507-9598,
They
and
can
they'll be
call
able
or
to
text. And the
call.
texting would be good because it will not be inhibited whether it is morning, evening, or night. They can text whatever
Uh,
they are in the
okay,
world.
and then shipping, you say shipping is free. Is
Shipping is free. We will
shipping
try,
is free?
we are reduced. And that's why I was saying if you call, we
Hmm.
are going to make sure
Hmm.
that we reduce it because we want also people to test it. For that matter, shipping will be free.
Shipping will be free. That's the words is coming from the Elijah Ngugi, who is what I can say. He's the the MAC-GUGIEN seasoning salt recipe producer.
Yeah, you said it right. Yeah. Mhm.
I said it right?
You said it
And
right.
the key, help me out here to explain to our viewers and our listeners. The key words here is we are trying to make our segment of our population, especially the people of color or minority or the whole general population, healthy, to stay healthy and to stay out of salt.
Mhm.
Is that true statement?
That's a true statement, Professor Manangu,
Uh-huh.
because what we have done, especially you put it,
Hmm.
all people from different kind of walks of life, but
Hmm.
also you mentioned about we people of color. We
Hmm.
really don't have a lot of focusing of self focus on health.
Hmm.
We don't. We usually have traditional way of eating, and one of it because we don't have alternatives,
Hmm.
we put a lot of salt in our food.
Hmm.
And that one has become a major issue. And now in Africa, we have a lot of more edema, that is the feet swelling, a lot of problems with the liver, which is dry, hard for it to process, and it goes to other diseases. But the one we all know is the one that I mentioned before, is to live healthy. And living healthy is to have a heart that can beat good circulation in our bodies without necessarily meeting the resistance of our veins and arteries that are dried up by salt. If I can say to our fellow people of color, if I can say anything to people of Africa, if I can say anything to the people from Trinidad and Caribbeans and Jamaica, is eat less salt, but enjoy the food of taste with MACGUGIEN. And MACGUGIEN would give you that. You're not sacrifice the taste. Instead, you will enhance the taste while you are preserving your health. I agree totally with you.
That's a very, very powerful statement that you have just alluded to our viewers and our listeners, to stay healthy and still at the same time enjoying the taste of the. It could be a lamb, could be a goat meat, it could
Fish.
salmon, it could be any food out there
Mhm,
that we likes to add what we call a table salt.
mhm.
So when do we expecting now to see your product now on grocery stores shelf?
Uh,
uh Welcome, Elijah.
when are we expecting? Some of, depending where
Hmm.
we are in the US. In the US, we have some grocery stores that keep up with our products. We already are in Hispanic stores, we are in Caribbean stores, and we are in some American stores. At the beginning, we did not want to produce or to put up to set ourselves up in big grocery stores because it also requires a lot of labor, a lot of production, and therefore we are working slowly so that it does grow. Otherwise, we are thinking that within 6 months will be places like Giant,
Mhm.
um, Whole Food has given us, Whole Food actually has
Mhm.
accepted our product already. So we'll be in Whole Food by March, a month and a half from now. We shall be in Whole Food. So it is going to be in grocery store. However, saying being that we are speaking to international population, you
Mhm.
do not know when it will be in England. We do not know where it's going to be in New Zealand or Australia, or when it is going to be in places like Canada. But however, it is right now has been passed. It has been passed to Kenya Bill of Standard,
Mhm.
and therefore it is going to be in Kenya. There is likelihood it will be in Tanzania sooner or later. Otherwise, we have a license in Kenya for Bill of Standard. Therefore, it can be produced and it can be sent. Now we are sending it, which is not one of the best because of the transportation. However, wherever you are, you can call and text. And especially if you text, is good because it's going to be permanent there. If you text, whether it's in the morning, night, in the morning, in the evening, afternoon, different types of hours that are ahead, while others are behind. If you call our number, 803 507 9598, and text, we will send you samples and and any other if you want to get any other seasoning of any kind, and especially we people of color who eat a lot of goat, a lot of beef, and you'd like to try, and those who want also to slim, who want their salad to taste good, who want their avocado and guacamole to taste good, to call and text us, and we'll be in a position to send you the seasoning, whichever you are, whichever country. And we would rather meet the cost. It's not a question of profitability. It's a question of looking the human being who are suffering because of lacking ingredients that can make food taste natural, that can make food become available when it is eaten and consumed in a healthy manner, be it meat, be it any other food, when it is healthy and tasting great. That is the purpose.
Mr. Elijah, you have spoken again, or you have just alluded a lot of information with respect to the you almost 7 items. Correct me if I'm wrong. The
Mhm. Definitely.
seasoning salt.
Mhm.
So let me ask you this question now.
Mhm.
I don't know how long this product has been on the market.
Mhm.
What is the reviews now we getting from your consumers now? The consumers who are consuming your products, do you getting an average, or at what level of the reviews in terms of the average, high? Just talks a little bit in that area.
Yeah. Surprisingly, we always say that in Africa, you cannot sing your music and you cannot also blow your trumpet.
Mhm.
Uh, However, there is a reality and truth that I would like to emphasize, because if I say what the review is, it will look as if I'm still talking about my product. And obviously, it's my baby, and you don't talk wrong about your baby. But out of that, I am going to be as truthful as it can be. And I hope with the truth, I don't know whether you tasted the one you saw in South Carolina. If you did smell it and taste it, just the smell itself, you don't need to put in anything. So when people put food in, especially when they put meat on it, it changes the taste. It makes the food taste with that texture of naturalness. And most of the reviewers are getting completely blown out by the taste because they were not expecting that. Because most of the foods that they put when they don't want salt, it has no taste. And no kidding, Dr. Mwanangu, I would like you to have, I promise I'm going to send you also yourself
Absolutely.
some
Mhm.
of the samples so that you can become also one of the laboratory testing. You will become a testimony of how it does it. The review is great. Number one, they don't believe that one seasoning you can put in anything and you don't need to put in anything else. They almost cannot believe how many seasoning would have been put there in order for it to taste the way it does. MACGUGIEN is not limited. If you had anything you want to taste good, put MACGUGIEN. It will fit everything. And one of the praises we get is the way the aroma hits the house. For example, if you had a lamb and you cover it with foil and put it on a tray, just put the seasoning on top, put it on an oven, those who use oven, or put it on a barbecue charcoal. And within probably 1 hour, the whole place is smelling good because of the aroma. So you're not losing anything. Instead, you're gaining. We are enhancing the food to have better
Taste.
smell, to have better better taste, at the same time as we are trying to redeem ourselves from the illnesses that we completely bring. And I want also to put a point there that is very important. Food, well eaten, can become preventive. It can become better than medication. We don't want to be visiting the doctor. We want ourselves to have less moments to go visit the doctor. How do you do that? By eating well. How do you eat well? By eating natural food. How do you eat natural food? By making sure they taste good so that the children and yourself can develop taste that is healthy and for the purpose of making you to become healthier. So that's what I can put right there. Yeah.
So before I let you go, because we have already spoken 26 minutes and 39 seconds, in 2 minutes, between 2 minutes and maybe 4 minutes, take us home now. Where do you see this particular product now in another 5 years from now? Welcome, Mr. Ngugi.
That's a good question. Is that I see this being a global seasoning. We have not any time that we put in the market, we find ourselves being accepted. They literally, even the restaurants that are like chain stores, we have been invited actually to Tampa for us to go there and present to the chefs, because we sent them the sample and they tested it in restaurants and they like it. So it is going to be in chain stores, like that one is Bonefish that is invited us there. And we are also going to see that we are in even those who sell fast food, so that they can promote the health of it. So I see this MACGUGIEN being in fast food, chain stores, and if all possible. That's my mission. That's my vision, that it is going to be on the most of the families on their table as they avoid to use too much salt in their food. That is my vision. I would like to go, if you go to Kenya, that on the table you'll find MACGUGIEN. I would like to be here in America. If you go to a table,
Yes,
we have any other seasoning that are not necessarily healthy, that you'll find MACGUGIEN. That's my vision.
That's Elijah Ngugi introducing MAC-GUGIEN seasoning salt. And thank you very much for taking your time. And you're welcome again to come back to Good Morning Africa show. And welcome again, Mr. Elijah.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it, Professor.
Thank you very much.
Okay, that's great.
Before we end our product, kabla tujamaliza kipindi chetu hiki, huwa tunasema neno moja: tusambaze upendo. Tusambaze upendo, and let's share love, one love. And we end our show by this song right here. Boom.